Now, if you want to remove shit, you just click on it one at a time or many at a time, and you can click the minus symbol to remove it from the CD before it's burnt. Alright, and we're going to open it again and hope it don't crash on us again. Video project. Actually, we'll save that for last. Data project is the same as the one I just covered in Gnome Baker. If you want to burn pictures and music and movies to a CD or DVD to give to a friend to put on their computer, then data project is what you need. But remember, data, CDs, and DVDs cannot be played on a DVD player, and they cannot be played on a CD player. And I do not know how to get back to the main screen. But you have the option up here to skip straight to what you want. I just wish that I could skip back to the main screen. Well, anyway, I want to open it again, just so everybody knows exactly what to click on. Alright, for that, so that covers the data. Disk copy, if you've got two CD drives hooked up to your computer, or DVD drives, you can have one read and the other burn, so you can make an exact copy of something. The thing is, if your computer, or if your disk has Macrovision or something like that installed in it, or if they use that technique for writing it, for example, if it's a DVD, you might have problems with that, because if you're making an exact copy, it's not quite the same as reading a DVD. When a DVD player plays a DVD, the Macrovision deliberately actually corrupts the DVD data. It corrupts it so that computers fail when they try to read it, and they abort. Because anytime a computer reads corrupted data, it'll tell you the file's bad and it'll abort it. Well, DVD players ignore that, and they just keep playing anyway. So they deliberately corrupt small amounts of the file here and there so that it cannot play or be copied on a computer. There's ways around that, which I'll cover in later videos, because I say if you buy the fucking DVD, you ought to be able to copy it. So I'm going to show people how to copy DVDs. Anyway, that'll come at a later time. So anyway, alright, disk copy, you're limited on what you can do there. Even, I think CDs are starting to use Macrovision. I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that one. So I would just ignore that, and I would try to rip it by hand and then burn it. Anyway, ISO image. If you're burning an operating system, you'll need to burn an image. Or if you ripped off a ROM from a PlayStation game or something like that, you'll need to burn as an image. There's several types of images. There's ISO images, and there's Q images, bin images. Actually, Q and TOC, I believe, are a different type. They're just table of contents for bin images. But anyway, you can open up your image that ends in .iso or .bin or .q or .toc. For example, let's find ROMs. PlayStation 1, Resident Evil. And as you can see, we have a Resident Evil 1 game that we kind of gypped off. Actually, I bought it, so I'm copying it. But anyway, you can burn those back to CD and DVD, but it's meant mainly like for its biggest convenience for those of you that use Linux, because you can always burn the next addition to your operating system, the next incrementation, the next version of it to CD or DVD. And nowadays it would be DVD. The last one is DVD or video project. That option allows you to create DVDs. I haven't used this before, so we're gonna go through this together for the first time. I know that I've got files that I was using to make DVDs with another program, DVD Author, something like that. I don't see it on here. Evidently, I didn't install it this time around when I installed Fedora 10. But there was another program I was using that allowed you to make a DVD with menus and things like that. It was alright. I mean, I can't complain. It wasn't too bad. Alright, so here we have this. And I'm not exactly sure what it does. Yeah, I really don't know how to use this. But evidently, if you burn something with this, you will be able to play it on a DVD player. I'm assuming that that is the idea behind it. I don't know. Anyway, there's another program for Linux that allows you to actually burn DVD player playable DVDs. Try saying that 5 times fast. Alright, was there anything else? There is one more thing that I'm going to allude to but not cover in depth. AVID Mux video editor. A lot of you people either rip DVDs or try your damnedest to, or a lot of the times you download videos from your camera, and your camera uses a proprietary video format. For example, I've got a friend whose camera uses MJPEG images, video type, which is high quality, but also extremely high file size, but also difficult to find codecs for on a lot of computers, and it needs to be transcoded anyway to a better format like XVID or X264, or H264 to be politically correct. Anyway, and the audio on that was, I believe, PCM, which needs to be converted to AAC or at least to MP3. You can put those files right here in this little thing. For example, let me find a video that, well, I guess just any video will do. And we will use this one. Alright, I've already converted all of these, so it's not going to be any real help to you. But as you can see, you can drag and drop the video in here. I have seen in some cases where you cannot drop the video in. You actually have to go through the open dialog. Anyway, this allows you to select a video codec. You're going to either need, unless you know what you're doing, but then again, if you know what you're doing, you don't need me to help you. But if you don't know what you're doing, I'll tell you this much. You need either the MPEG-4 ASP, and then it says XVID in parentheses, or the MPEG-4 AVC, and then it says X264 in parentheses. These top two options are what you're going to need. Well, technically it's the second and third, not the first and second. But anyway, you get the point. The top two options that are not copy is the ones that you need for video. 264 is better than XVID, but it's not widely standardized or widely supported yet. But it is better than XVID. And then audio. These top two options are what you need, either MP3 or AAC. AAC is better than MP3, just like X264 is better than XVID, but just like that, AAC is not as well supported as MP3. So either one of those two options. Your wrapper, leave it as an AVI, unless, well, actually, I would use an MKV wrapper. So either use a Matroska MKV wrapper or AVI. But anyway, pretty much, if it's just a home video from your camera, you can select the current video codec. If you want to keep it high quality, you can go to Configure and always do 2-pass. If you care about quality, always do 2-pass and go to average bit rate. And if you want high quality, put 2000 in this little box, 2000, and that'll be fine. Click turbo mode. And actually, I've got the wrong codec selected anyway for my example. Here we go. Let's see. 2-pass, average bit rate. We want 2000 kilobits per second. That's 2000. And click. Oh, actually, if you really care about it, you're going to do 2-pass on that. And I don't see the option for turbo on the first pass on this. It's probably in here somewhere. I do all this stuff from the command line. I can't stand using AVID Mux anymore because everything you can fine tune so much better from the command line. It's so much quicker to do. Anyway, so if it's coming from your video camera and your video camera is pretty good quality and you want to keep a pretty good quality, use 2000 kilobits per second. If that's more than the picture needs, then it will not use the entire amount. But if it's less than the picture needs, then